Hi everyone, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, good evening. So let's start the session. I am sharing my screen. Just let me know once it is visible. We have around 11 candidates, including me. Okay, we can start then. So is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
So let's start. So yesterday we discussed about backup and restore kind of scenario. So we discussed about the theoretical things. So we discussed about the backup concept. We discussed that we can have full backup. Full backup means the initial backup, the completed state of the server will be taken as a backup. So that condition will be known as full backup. So whatever data is present on the server at that moment, all the state will be backed up in the full backup scenario. Yes, what's the name? Bakani Krupakar. Yes,
Sir.
tell me.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, in portal yesterday, it's shown for me. It's shown as session has been cancelled. Like that, it's shown, sir, yesterday.
It's not cancelled actually. It was there. I don't know which link you are referring.
Vision link daily. I used to open every weekend. I used to open same link. In that, it shown me that session has been cancelled. Like that, it is shown. And I have tried in many times after that also open, but I didn't unable to open the link yesterday.
Can you share your screen and show me like what kind of link you guys get? Because I
sir,
am on the faculty portal, so from the faculty portal I can see like this. This is
Actually,
something
I am
I can
logging
see.
from mobile, sir.
Okay. Because I need to understand which link you are able to see. In my section, I can see like this. See, I can see AWS and the batch ID is this one. Then if I click here, then I can see the timing. It's 9 p.m. So it's schedule and I am live. So this is
Yesterday.
something I can see. Yesterday also the same batch ID will be there. It's the same batch ID, AWS 040323 something. So I just wanted to check from your end what batch ID you are getting at your end, because you guys have the access of the student portal and I have the access of faculty portal. So that is different thing. So if someone else can share the screen who is on the laptop so that I can check what kind of screen or interface you get, then I can give you the idea what is happening actually. If someone else who can share the screen and show us how they join the session. कोई नहीं है क्या? चलो कोई नहीं, next time I will see what is the issue. Otherwise let me drop the message to admin group as well. I think you also faced this problem in the last weekend as well, right?
Yes, sir.
So you were the person. Okay, let me drop the message, because if it is with you, maybe you are getting a different option, or maybe you are getting a different link to join. So that may be the scenario, because if you are repeatedly getting the same option, so maybe there is some fault.
Okay,
No
sir.
worries.
Okay.
I have posted the message to Anamika yesterday, today. Okay, tomorrow I will discuss with her then what is the issue. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So let's start. So yesterday we discussed the backup types. So we have full backup. Full backup means the complete state of the system will be backed up once if you will take the first time backup. So whatever data is present inside that, whatever is the correct condition of that particular server, all the state will be backed up. Then we discussed about the incremental backup. In the incremental backup, we discussed that whatever updates has been added, whatever change has been done since the last full backup, only that part will be backed up. Then we discussed about the differential backup. In the differential backup, we discussed that whatever is the last incremented backup plus today's incremented backup along with the full backup. So all the state will be backed up in the differential scenario. So generally in the corporate, they use the differential backup most of the time. They don't prefer the incremental because differential has a lot of advantages. The restoration time is less of the differential backup as compared to full and incremental. Even we will have the complete data available in case of the differential backup. If we lost the data of Monday, still we will have the data available for today. So we would be able to recover it. But in the incremental backup scenario, if we have one backup for Monday, one backup for Tuesday, another one for Wednesday, and by mistake, if my Tuesday restoration point gets deleted, then I will only left with the Monday backup and Wednesday backup. So I will lose my Tuesday backup. But in the differential scenario, if you have Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday backup restoration point, if you lost Monday, suppose if you lost Tuesday backup, still you will have the complete backup available because on Wednesday, the Tuesday's backup also got included. So that's the reason differential backup is used in the corporate scenario. Even in the cloud as well, by default, it will take the differential backup. Whether it is Azure cloud or AWS cloud, it will take the differential backup by default. So these three are the types of backup that will be asked in interview. If they are taking the interview on the very basic level, then they will also ask you what is the difference between backup and copy. So that I told you yesterday itself. Now let's go to the AWS portal. So I am going to the AWS portal now. And let's see how does it work. So sign into console. So we are in the AWS portal now. Let's start the practical of our backup. How we can take the backup of our resources on AWS. So let's start. So we are going to create one of the EC2 instance so that we can take the backup of that. So let me create one of the EC2 first. We are in the location of Ohio. What is our location? Yeah, Ohio. So Ohio is the part of US East. So let's create one of the EC2. Currently, I have 0 instances running here. Let's create one of that. This one is terminated. So launch. And the name that I will give is my test server. Image, you can choose anything because we are just seeing the practical of backup. You can go with the window. You can go with the Linux as well. You can try both as well. It's up to you. So I will use Amazon Linux. You can try on both the scenarios on Windows as well and on Linux as well. So let's take it for the Linux first. So I will take Amazon Linux. The name will be my test server. Configuration will be this one. It will take the default VPC, public IP, assign. Rest of the things will be as it is. I'm not going to make any changes here. One instance I'm going to launch. Oh, key pair. So let me select one of the key pair here. So which key pair I have? I will use this one. I have Bonga, Bonga. This is my earlier key pair, so I can use it. Rest of the things will be as it is. Launch instance. Now my server has been launched. Let's go to the instance option. And here we can see it's in pending state. So let's wait for 1 minute to make it completed. Now it's in running state. Let's again wait for 2 or 3 minutes because I just created this server, so I won't be able to access the console of it. In order to access the console, click on connect. Let's see. So EC2 instance connect. Let's wait for that option to come. Username is by default EC2-user. Click on connect. So let's wait. So here we can see we are able to access the Amazon Linux. We are in the console of Amazon Linux. What is our PWD? So we are in the home directory of EC2-user. How many users we have? If I will try to check cat etc passwd, if you remember the command of Linux. So we cannot check it. Why? Because we are logged in with the normal user. See, it's $. So if you will switch user, if you will do switch user, then you can switch to the root as well. But I don't need that. What I will do, this is my Amazon Linux. Here what I'm doing, I'm creating one of the folder. I'm just creating some of the data so that we can take the backup. So I'm creating one of the folder. If you remember, the command is mkdir space. The folder name I am giving test1, enter. Then I am creating again mkdir space test2, enter. If I will do ls here, I can see I have two folders, test1 and test2. If you remember these commands, we have done it in the Linux. So we have two folders, two directories. What I am doing now, I am creating one of the folder, one of the file. So touch space, I am giving the name as G1 of that file. So if I will do ls, the file has been created with the name of G1. If I want to see the content of this file, so cat space G1, nothing is there inside this file, it's blank. So let me do one thing, let me write something inside this file. So vi space G1, enter, press I. We are in the insert mode. This is my testing file. Then in order to save, escape :WQ, enter. Now if I will do cat space G1, I can see what is written in my file. This is my testing file. So if I will do ls now, you can see, let me do one thing, clear. Now let me do ls. Now you can see we have two folder, test1, test2, and we have one of the file G1. Inside the G1 file, this is the content. This is my testing file. So we have some data in this Linux machine. Now I want to take the backup of this server. Suppose this is my critical server. One of the application is running on this server, and now I want to take the backup. So data is also there, plus suppose one of the application is running on it. So let's see how we can take the backup in AWS. So we have the EC2 instance available. We have one of the instance running. The name is my test server. In order to take the backup, what you need to do, just go to services, and here you can search for the database. In the database, you should get the option of backup. It is not coming. Let me search in the search box. Let's search for backup. So here you can see there is one service, AWS backup. So let's click on it. See, search here, AWS backup. It's the part of storage and data management. So here you can search for backup, then this option will come, AWS backup. So click on this option. Once you will click on this option, you can see the dashboard. We are in the dashboard of AWS backup. So whenever we want to take the backup of AWS resources, we will have to set up one of the backup plan. We will have to set up the plan. Suppose we have 200 EC2 instances running on the AWS portal, and I want to configure the backup. So I will have to set up the AWS plan first. I will have to set up the AWS plan. Then I will have to decide in which region I want to save my backup. That I have to decide. Then there is one important thing which is known as vault, backup vault. So we have one backup vault option as well. What is backup vault? Backup vault is like your wallet. It's like a wallet which stores the backup related data. Whatever data you will back up in the AWS cloud, that data will be saved inside the backup vault. If I am taking the backup of EC2 instance, that EC2 instance backup file will be saved here in the backup vault. If I am taking the backup of any database server, that database file server backup will be saved inside the vault. So vault is like my wallet which stores the backup related data. So same concept applies in Azure as well. There also we can see the wallet option or vault option, and in AWS as well we can see the backup vault option. So the first thing is we need to define one of the backup plan. Then we need to configure the backup vault. We can define the timing of the backup, and we are done. So let's start. So we are in the AWS backup area. It's the dashboard. In the dashboard, what we have to do, see, we are in the dashboard section. Even we can go to my account as well, or you can click on dashboard as well. These are some notification that we have some new feature with the backup and restore and all. Just cancel it. That's a preview kind of thing. So we are in the dashboard area. What we have to do here, we have to set up the backup plan first. So in order to do it, let's create backup plan. This is the first thing that you will do. Let me show you from the beginning as well. Just search here backup, then select the option AWS backup. Either you can click on this option, create backup plan, or you can click on the dashboard, or you can click on create backup plan. So let's click on create backup plan. Once you will click on it, you can see there are three options. The first option is start with a template. Second one is build a new plan. And the third one is define a plan using JSON. What is the meaning of the first one? If you have already created one of the plan earlier, if you have already created one of the backup plan earlier and you want to use the same plan, you want to copy the exact same plan for another backup as well, then you can start with a template. So if you already have the template available, you can select this option, you can choose your template and you can create the plan. So whatever configuration is present on that plan file, that will automatically get copied with the new template. If you will select this option, define a plan using JSON. So if you have the script, if you have written the JSON script, JavaScript Notion, you can copy and paste that script here. You can do the editing and you can create the plan by using the script, by using the JavaScript. If you are creating the plan first time, then you can go with this option, build a new plan. So if you are creating a new plan, you can select this option. If you already have the template that you want to use, you can select this option. If you want to define the script in order to create the plan, if you know the coding of Java, you can select this option and you can type the JSON syntax. So we are creating the plan from the scratch. So we will select this option, build a new plan. Select this radio button. Here you need to give one of the backup plan name. So I am giving the name as my plan 1. Scroll down. Along with the plan, it will create one of the rule. Rule means when it will take the backup, how it will retain the backup. So that is the backup rule. So we have to give one of the backup rule name as well. Backup rule name, I am giving my rule 1. Then backup vault. See, this is the option. Backup vault is your wallet which will store your backup related data. Whatever you will backed up, that will get saved inside the wallet. So if you have a wallet available, if you have a vault available, you can select that option from the drop down. If you don't have any available, then by default one of the default vault will be automatically created. If you don't have any other vault available, by default one of the default vault will be created automatically, and the backup data will get saved inside that default vault. But in real scenario, they will not go with the default option. They will always go with their customized vault option. So I will create a new backup vault because I don't have any. See, it's only default. I will not save my backup inside the default. So I will create a new backup vault. So click on it. You will have to give one of the backup vault names. So I am giving the name as Vault 01. Then comes the encryption key, because in this vault my backup data will get stored, so it should be encrypted. Otherwise anyone can hack it, anyone can take the advantage of my backup data. So in order to encrypt this vault, we have to select the key of encryption. So if you have any encryption key available in your AWS tenant, you can select that one. You can click and you can select. If you don't have any encryption key available, see KMS, key management setup, that's the full form. So if you don't have any encryption which is configured by your organization, you can go with the default as well. If you will select the default encryption key, then through this key, AWS will protect your backup account information. See, this is the key ID. This is the encryption key through which we can decrypt it. So once the backup is done, the data will get encrypted and it will get compressed. So we will select the default key because we don't have any other key available. Scroll down. I don't want to create any tags. That's optional. Just create backup vault. Once the backup vault is created, see, backup vault is created. The name is Vault 01. And this is my key ID. It got created on this date. Once it is created, let's go back to this option. Create backup plan. Okay, here it is. Let's get back to this option again. So we have given the name my backup plan 1. Rule name was my rule 1. Vault, let me refresh this and let me select my new vault. So I have selected Vault 01 that I recently created, Vault 01. My complete backup data will get stored inside the Vault 01 wallet. Now we have to define the backup frequency. Backup frequency in the sense when it is going to take the backup. So you can define the backup frequency on daily basis, hourly basis, after every 12 hours, weekly basis, monthly basis, or you can define your custom job. Custom cron expression means you can define one of the script, one of the bash script, and according to that script, whatever date you will define here, automatically your backup will taken on that particular date. Suppose you will define that every month on 15th of date, my backup should automatically done. So you can define one of the cron job. So cron is one of the automation job in the Linux. So you will have to pass the bash or shell script here. Otherwise, you can define the timings. When do you want to take the backup? So if it is very critical server, the company will go with the daily backup. If it is less critical server, we can go with the weekly option as well. Even you can also go with the hourly option. If it is very, very, very critical server, then you can take the hourly backup as well. So according to company's convenience, we can select the timing here. I will select hourly backup. Now scroll it down. Here it is saying what will be the timing of the backup. You will take hourly backup, but when it will get start, every hour when it will get start. So by default, if you will select this option, use backup window, then the by default timing is 5 a.m. UTC. That will start within 8 hours. Why UTC? Because we have selected the Ohio location. That is the part of US East. And in the US East, this is the timing, UTC time zone. So whatever region I will select, it will take the time zone accordingly. If you want to define the backup window, then you can go to customize option. Then you can define your timing that every day or every hour at starting at 5 a.m. UTC, my backup should get started. So you can define the timing here as well. If you don't want to define the timing, it will start as per the default window. So it's up to company what timing they want to define in order to start the first backup. So I will go with the default option. Then transition to cold storage. What is this? Transition to cold storage means we have two kind of storage when it comes to vault, because as I told you, the data is getting saved inside the vault. So we have two kind of storage for the vault. The first one is hot and the second one is cold. These are the type of storage tiers. What is hot? Hot means the data which will get saved inside the hot tier of the backup vault. If you want to restore your data, and you want the restoration in a good speed, you want to read all the data, read and write all the data in a good speed. So you want the restoration should not take much time. The read and write speed should be fast. Then you will select the hot tier. So by default, the hot tier is selected. Whatever data we are taking the backup of, that will go to the hot tier vault. That's the reason the backup will happen as soon as possible. The speed will be fast. Even the restoration will also be fast. If we will select the cold tier, if we will move the transition to cold storage, then once it is backed up, once the data is backed up in the vault, during the restoration time, it will take a lot of time to get restored, because cold kind of storage tier is for those accounts where we save the data that we don't access very frequently. If you have any data that you don't want to access very frequently, you can select the cold storage. If you have the data that you access very frequently, you can go with the hot tier. So for backup scenario, the cold tier is good because we don't restore the backup regularly. We just do it when there will be any data loss or when there will be any server related issue. So for production scenario, the cold transition will be selected. By default, it's hot, but mostly they will be selecting the cold because you can save your charges. You can save a lot of cost if you will select the cold tier, because in the hot, the restoration will be fast. In the cold, the restoration will be slow. So AWS will charge you less for the cold tier, but for the hot, they will charge you high amount of money. So by default, it is hot. If you want to transition the data to the cold storage after the backup, you can select the days, weeks, months, or year. If you want that every day after 1 day, means my backup is done now, after every 1 day, my data should be transferred to the cold storage. So you can define the days accordingly. What is the retention period? Retention period means till how long my backup data will be saved in the backup vault. So there is a retention period. If I will select 20 days here, so whatever data is backed up in my vault, that will get deleted automatically after 20 days. After 20 days, I cannot recover my data back. So it will only keep my data. It will only retain my data for 20 days. If I will select 45 here, then it will only retain my data for 45 days. After that, it will get deleted. If you want forever, that it should not get deleted, it should be there in the vault forever, हमेशा के लिए, then you will select the forever option. So in the company, generally they will keep the data for 90 days. If that is very critical data, they will keep it for 90 days. If that is less critical data, then they will delete it after every month. That's their policy. So whatever is the policy of company, you will have to select it accordingly. Even there are some medical data. If that is a medical company, there are some patient data that they will keep it forever. Just like if you will go to any government hospital, you can get the record of 20 years, 25 years back as well. So that is the forever limit. And even in some when we talk about any pharmaceutical kind of industry or LIC kind of industry, the insurance industry, so they will keep the data for years. Because if someone is getting died after 25 years, so we should have the data available that when this person has taken the insurance policy. So they will keep the data for years. So depending upon the business, the retention period will be decided. For now, I am selecting forever. Then copy to destination. In this vault, in your vault, which is vault 01, what should be the location of this vault, where your backup should get stored? Currently, we are in Ohio location. See, we are in US East Ohio location. You can save your data in a different region as well. See, if I click on the drop down, you can see you can save your data in a different region as well. If there is a problem with the US East Ohio region and my data backup is available in the US West, I can recover it back. So during the time of region failure, I can get my data back because my data is available in a different region as well. So it's up to you. If you want to keep it in the same region, you can do it. If you want to keep it in a different region, you can also do it. For now, I will keep it in the same region. Why? Because if you will keep it in a different region, suppose I am in the US East and I will save it in the Asia Pacific Osaka. So during the time of restoration, because both the distance is huge, US East and Asia Pacific distance is very huge. So it will consume a lot of bandwidth. So speed will get slow, plus AWS will charge me more for the network bandwidth utilization because we are saving the data in a different location. So bandwidth will be utilized. At the time of restoration also, my bandwidth will get utilized because of the distance involved. So AWS will charge me. So in order to see the practical so that we can complete it in a short time period, we don't get much burden of the cost, I will save it in the same location. So my location is Ohio. In company, they will not save it in the same location. They will select the different location just for the compliance perspective. So I will go with the same one. If you want to copy the backup to another AWS account, then you can select this option. Suppose this is my AWS account, this belongs to Rajesh, and this is my account ID. If I want to save this data to another vault of another AWS account, then I can also do it. In that case, I will have to enable this option and I will have to type the ARN number. ARN number means this number. So every resource will have the ARN number. You will have to type the ARN number of the vault. Whatever is the vault ID of the next subscription, you will have to type it. Automatically, it will take it. But I am saving it in the same portal. If you want, you can save it in the different portal as well. So a lot of options have been given by the AWS here. So since I am not saving it into another vault, so I don't have to change this option. This is for another vault, destination backup vault. So I am not going to change this option because this one is turned off. Scroll down and let's click on create plan. So create plan. My plan has been created now. Now I have to select the resource. For which resource you want to take the backup for? What is your resource? Whose backup you want to take? So you will have to define the resource here. If you will select include all resource type, then whatever data is available in the AWS portal, whatever resource you have, EC2, storage, VPC, your security group, whatever data is present in the AWS portal, it will take the backup of complete resource. If you want to take the backup of a specific resource, select this option, include a specific resource type. Then you need to select for which resource you want to take the backup. So I will have to select the resource. You can take the backup of all these services. See, you can take the backup of Aurora, CloudFormation, Documents DB. These are the storage, DynamoDB, EBS. If you remember, we had done EBS. EC2 you can take, EFS we have done, you can take the backup of this, you can take the backup of file server, you can take the backup of Neptune, database, Redshift, S3. S3 is your storage account. We will discuss this one in the next session. You can take the backup of SAP HANA, you can take the backup of Gateway, TimeStream, and VMware virtual machine as well. If there is any on-premises virtual machine on the VMware platform, you can also take the backup of that. So we can take the backup of these kind of resources in AWS. For now, I want to take the backup of what? My EC2. So I will select EC2. So whatever resource you want to take the backup, you can select it accordingly. Then it will take the backup. So I will take the backup of EC2, select the EC2 now. Then it is asking me to select the instance ID. What is the ID of the EC2? So if I go to my EC2, if I will go to my EC2 instance, here you can see this is my ID, my test server, and this is my instance ID, I0B5P something. So I have to select it that I want to take the backup of this EC2 instance. So if I will click on the drop down, cancel this one. Otherwise, by default, it will take the backup of each and every EC2 instance. If you want that it should take the backup of every EC2 instance which is available. Currently, I have only one. If there are 100 of servers, so it will take the backup of 100 of server if this filter is selected, all instance. But I only want to take the backup of one server. So you can cancel this one. You can click on this choose resource and you can select your instance. So I have only one. That's the reason one is coming. If I will have 100 of the list will come and I can select my instance accordingly. If you want to take the backup of every EC2 instance, select all instance option. So whatever is included, whatever EC2s are present, it will take the backup of complete EC2s. But if you want to take the backup of a specific EC2, cancel it, select your instance ID. So this is my instance ID and the name is my test server. So check. Now it has been selected. Suppose you have selected 100 of servers. Suppose 100 of servers are the part of this instance category. You have selected all. You have clicked on all instances. So 100 are included. But out of 100, if you want to exclude 2 servers, if you want that backup should not be done for these 2 server out of 100, so you can exclude the resource as well. In my scenario, I have only one server, so there is no point of exclusion. But if there are multiple server and you want to exclude the backup of some resource, you don't want to take the backup of that resource from the list, you can exclude that. So I will keep it as it is because I have only one server. Tags I don't want to use. Just click on assign resource. Oh, I just forget to give the name. So I will have to give the name of the resource assignment. So I am giving my assignment. This is what I am giving. Then click on assign resources. So it has been created now. See, you can see in the resource assignment, the name is my assignment that I created. And the time is this one. My rule name is my rule 1. If I click here, you can see the rule as well. See, this is my rule. I have given the name my rule 1. It will take early backup. It will start within 8 hours. See, it will never expire because I have selected the never expire option, forever option, if you remember. So we have created the backup plan as well. We have the backup vault as well. See, if I go to the vault option, we can see the vault. This is the default one that will be there, and we had created vault 01. So my backup will get saved here. If I go to the protected resources, there is no protected resource. If I go to job option, there is no job. See, this one is one of the job prod 01 and it is showing completed. So this is the default job that will happen automatically. There is no restore job as such. This one is the one that were taken in the morning. So that's the old job that it is showing right now. It's not the latest one, it is the old one. So forget about this one. This one is old. Even we can delete that as well. So by default, once you will do the practical, there won't be any job. There won't be any backup job ID. There will not be any restore job ID, and there will not be any copy job. These all things will be blanked. This is the history. Once you will take the backup, then the earlier history will show here along with the date and timing. So this is the history of 1937. Now let's go to the dashboard option. In the dashboard option, you can see the metric, job completed, failed job. We don't have to do anything with this option. If any problem comes, then we will refer this. Otherwise, no. We will go to the backup vault option. In the backup vault, this is my vault, vault 01. But if I will click here, then you can see there is no recovery point available. Means the backup is not done. See, there is no recovery point. Why it is not here? Because we have selected the early backup. And as per the backup rule, if I will go to my backup plan, this is my plan. If I click here, so this is my rule. Click here. As per my rule, it will take early backup, and the first backup will start within 8 hours. It means I cannot see that. I will have to wait for this timing. I will have to at least wait for 7 to 8 hours. Then automatically, as per the schedule, my early backup will get started. Then my first backup will happen. But I cannot wait for that timing. That is the schedule. That's okay. As per the schedule, automatically my EC2 instance backup will happen. But right now I want to see the practical. So I cannot wait for this time. So if you have a critical state, when you don't want to wait for the time, you want to take the backup on the spot. As per the timing, it will take the backup. That's okay. It will take the backup. But right now, due to some conditional issues, I want to take the backup of my current state. So what I can do in order to see the practical, or in order to see how we can take the instant backup, again go to the dashboard, and there is one option, on demand backup. On demand backup means whenever you want, you can take the on the spot backup. If you don't want to wait for the plan, if you don't want to wait for the schedule, you can take on demand backup, and later on you can attach it with the plan. First take the backup, and if you want to schedule it afterwards, that after every 7 days, now it should take the backup, then you can also do it. So for the practical sake, plan is created in the company, it will be as per the plan. But if there is any critical data that they want to take right now, they will go to on demand backup option, because they cannot wait for the timing, and they can click on create on demand backup. So click on it. Now it is saying for which resource you want to take the backup. These all are the same resources. I want to take the backup of EC2. Choose the instance. So my instance ID is this one, my test server. Select it. Create backup now. See, if again you want to define the timing, you can, but I don't want to do it. I want to take the backup right now. So create backup now. In which vault you want to save the backup? So I want to save it in the vault 01 that I have already. Scroll down, create on demand backup. Now let's wait for the backup job. So this is going to get started. It will take some time. It will first take the screen snapshot, then it will transfer the data to the vault. It will first take the snapshot of the EC2 instance, that is the created state. Then it will transfer the data which is present in the EC2 inside the backup vault. Then finally my job will be completed. So let's wait for it to complete it. Currently the status is created. We will have to wait for the completion. So I will be on mute for 1 or 2 minutes. Let's wait for it. Then it will get completed. So this is just my normal EC2 instance where the Linux is running, where only 2 folder and 1 file is there. So it will not take much time, but here you can see in the notification, if there is a huge workload, it can take several hours. If there is a heavy workload running, it can take even 2 or 3 hours as well. Now we are in the running state. It means my backup has been started, but it is not completed yet. It is still running. So let's wait. So now we can see it is completed. It means the backup has come inside the vault. Let's wait for this one to get complete. Otherwise it will not happen properly. So let's refresh the portal. So now we can see that option has gone and backup job is completed for my test server. That is my resource name. It means we have the backup available. That is my backup. This is called the restore point. So after this, as per the plan, we have selected that after every 1 hour, it will automatically take the backup of the state and it will save here. So this one is the full backup. The first backup will be the full backup. After that, it will always take the differential backup. Whatever data I will add within this 1 hour of duration, that data will get backed up after every 1 hour. So it will add the copies of the restore point along with the date and time. The restore points will be added here. So whatever will be the latest one, it will be on the top. So we can have a lot of restore point, and as per the retention period, automatically it will get deleted. If you will select the retention period of 10 days, after 10 days the retention will get deleted, the points will get deleted. So we have the backup available now. What I am doing, I'm going to the EC2 instance, and this is my instance, this one. I will delete this complete server. Let's select this instance state, terminate. I'm deleting this one, terminate. Now it is not available. It is shutting down. After this, it will get terminated. Let's wait for 1 minute. Then it will show the status of terminate. Termination means delete. I have deleted the EC2. So let's wait. See, it's terminated now, it's deleted. If I will select this one, I will not be able to connect. See, because it's not available. After few minutes, like within 1 or 2 hours, this will get deleted completely from the portal. So it's been terminated. After 1 or 2 hours, it will get removed from this portal. So this server is not available right now. The data, the complete EC2 that has been lost. So it might have been deleted, or suppose there is any problem with the server. It is not getting started, just like this. Suppose there is a problem, now it is not getting started. So in such condition, this is what? This is the disaster. This is called downtime scenario. There is a downtime scenario in the company. We are facing the loss because of this server. It is not working. In this condition, if my data is deleted, my instance is deleted, or it is there but it is not working properly, just like here. In my case, I deleted this, but in the real scenario, might be it is not working. There can be issues in the server. So in such condition, we will recover the backup. So it is deleted now. Let's see how we can recover it. So in order to recover again, we will have to go to the backup option. Let me show you from the starting. Go to the AWS portal. Search for AWS backup in the search box. Then it will open this step, this one. Here, what you need to do, in order to restore the backup, you need to go to the protected resources. In the protected resources, all the backup recovery points will be available. So go to protected resources. Here you can see we have one of the backup of my test server. This is the resource ID and it is one of the EC2. If I will click here on the resource ID, then you can see I have one of the recovery point available. This recovery point is my backup point that I created on 30th of July. And this is what? This is the image. And it is in completed state. So if I want to recover the backup, I just need to select it. If I have multiple, then it will show multiple IDs. Just like I told you, as per the plan, it will take the EC2 backup after every 1 hour. So after every 1 hour, the instance will be added here. So whatever point you want to recover your EC2, select that point as per the date and timing and click on restore. So currently my EC2 instance has been terminated. It's not available. I cannot connect to the server. Just click on restore button. it is saying you are going to restore the backup. So do you want to keep the same configuration or you want to change it? Because in the initial practical, you might have noticed, I told you that we can always change the configuration of the EC2. So at the time of backup, it was T2 micro, 1 CPU and 1 GB of RAM. If you want to increase it, you can. See, if you want to increase the size of your new EC2 instance, you can. If you want to keep it default, let's keep it default. VPC, by default, it will select the VPC which was there at the time of backup. So at the time of backup, it was using the default VPC. In case you want to attach this EC2 with another VPC, you can just create new VPC and attach it. Otherwise, it will go with the default configuration. Subnet also, it will get changed if you will change the VPC. Security group, it will take at the time of backup. So I will go with all the backup, all the configuration that was there at the time of backup. I will not change anything. If you want to increase or decrease something, you can. So scroll down, restore role. So do you want to restore the default state? Whatever permission was there on the VM, whatever IAM policy was applied on the EC2 that you want to restore, or you want to give another permission now. So if you want to give another permission, you can choose one of the IAM role. If you remember about this IAM role, I had told you during the IAM practicals. So we can assign the permission to this EC2. I will go with the default one that was there at the time of backup. So I will go with everything which was there at the time of backup. I will not change anything. Just click on restore backup. Once you will click here, it will start the restoration process. See, it's in pending state. Again, we will have to wait for few minutes because restoration process will take some time. So let's wait for 1, 2 or 3 minutes. I will be on mute. Meanwhile, it is happening. Let me show you one of the options. See, there is an option of create report. Even in the backup job as well, there is an option of create report. What is this? If the company management or the compliance audit team, if they need the report that when we had taken the backup, when we had recovered the backup, so we can fetch the report from here. If you want to get the restore job report, click on the report, download it. If you want to get the backup creation reports, click on this option and create the reports and download it. See, you can define the timing as well. Within last 24 hours, how many backups have been done, you can filter it. Within this 30 days, how many backup has been done. So in my case, I just had one backup. Otherwise, if it is 30 days old, then it will show another points as well. So you can create the report as well, depending upon the requirement that can be shared with the management. Then in the left side, let's see, the job is still running. Now it is completed. See, let's refresh. So restoration is done. Now let's go to the instance option. Let's refresh. You can see I have recovered my EC2 instance. This one was terminated, so forget about this one. This one has been recovered. See, the same instance has been recovered. My test server, it is in the running state. And if I will click it and if I will try to connect with the server, the username was EC2-user. Let's click on connect. See, it has come. Now, if I will check my data, whether my data has come or not, if I will do ls here, enter, you can see the same data, G1 file, test1 folder, test2 folder. Even I feel if I will check cat space G1, then I can see this is my testing file. So all the contents are as it is. It means my backup job has been successfully done. So we have seen how we can take the backup of the data as well. We can take the backup of resource as well, and how we can perform the recovery. We have seen how we can create the backup plans in the AWS. One more thing, report, I told you, you can take out the report as well if it is required. One more thing, there is one option which is backup vault logs. This is a new option. Whatever new you can see, these are the new option. So backup vault lock, if you will go to this option, you can create a lock for your vault. Because if I can go to the vault option, this is my vault. By mistake or intentionally, if someone will go to the AWS portal, they will just click on it and they can delete the vault. If someone will delete my vault 01, so whatever backup is available inside, whatever recovery points are available inside the vault, that will get deleted. Everything will be deleted. So I will lost all my backup data as well. So if you want to protect the vault from the accidental deletion, this new option has been introduced. So you can lock it from here as well. Otherwise, you can go to the backup vault lock and you can create a vault lock as well. So click on it. You can select your vault. My vault name is vault 01. You need to select this option, governance mode. Then till how long you would like to keep the lock. If you want to keep it for weeks, you can define the weeks here. If you want to keep it for days, you can define the days here. Then click on create vault lock. Once you will create a lock, the vault will not be deleted. In order to delete the vault, you will have to remove the lock first. This is the new feature that has been introduced. Earlier, it was not there. Backup plan, I told you, every backup will have the backup plan that when it will take the backup as per the schedule. Protected resource means the resource which is tagged with the backup. So if I will go to the resource ID, you can see this is my recovery point and this has been completed. So I just recovered my data. If I will go to the jobs, here you can see my backup job is completed. After every 1 hour, as per the schedule, it will take automatic backup. In the restore job, one of the restoration has been completed right now. So we can see that as well. Legal holds is a new option. This one, from this option, you can define the life cycle. Life cycle means after this particular time, automatically the backup should get deleted. After this particular time, automatically the vault should get locked. So this is one of the compliance requirement, but this is not fully tested. It's under preview. So we cannot use this option on the full pace. Then there is one option of external resources. External resources means if you have any resource which is outside of the AWS boundary, just like you have on-premises gateway. On-premises gateway means if you have any on-premises router, the physical router that you want to take the backup, you can also take it. If you have any hypervisor on premise, hypervisor means any Hyper-V machine is running, any Oracle virtual machine is running, then you can again take the backup of that. So you can also take the backup of external resource which is running in the on premises. You can take the backup of that in the cloud. Then we have virtual machines. If any virtual machine is running in the on premises, you can take the backup. It's very simple. We just need to add the hypervisor. Hypervisor means virtual platform. So just add hypervisor. Whatever is the name of hypervisor you can give, just like it is only accepting the VMware right now. It does not support Hyper-V and OpenShift and Tanzu. So it will only support the VMware. So just enter one of the name, test. vCenter is the server of the VMware. in the on-premises scenario. So we need to give the vCenter IP address. Suppose it's 10.1.1.100. Then we need to enter the admin username and password of the VMware of the vCenter. Suppose it's root and the password is 123. So enter it. Then we need to select the router through which router we will connect to the on-premises. So you will have to select your router. First, you will have to create it. Once it is done, then you will have to map. You will have to map the server which is running on premises, and we can just add the hypervisor. Once it is added, then the option of backup will come, so you can take the backup. So we don't have any on premises scenario right now on the real time basis. That's the reason I cannot show you this practical, but I just shown you the step how we can do it. It's very simple. Add the hypervisor platform, add the vCenter user IDs and password, and create the gateway. So if you want to take any on-premises backup as well, that is also possible. Then the policy option, the same thing. Our policies will come. See, in order to configure the cross monitoring policy, we will have to enter our company email ID and password. So this is free trial account, so that is not possible. Means you can tag this one with your company account as well. So this is for nothing. This option is just to add the company account. Otherwise, there is no use of it. CloudWatch is the part of monitoring. This one we will see in the monitoring class. So this is how you can take the backup. It was very easy. Retention is easy. Restoration is easy. Everything is easy here. So you can try this option. You can do this practical with your own, and you can let me know if there will be any problem. So the backup part is completed now. In interview, they will ask you the practical things, how you can take the resource backup, how you can restore it, what is the retention period, what are the types of backup we have available, then what is backup vault. If I want to change the backup vault location, if I want to keep my data backup in a different location, can I keep it? Of course, yes. What is the difference between hot and cold tier of the vault? That they can ask. So this is something regarding the backup services. So backup job is done now. Now next weekend, if you will have any doubt, we will cater it on Saturday, and we will start our storage account practical. After storage account, our monitoring part is pending. That's it in the AWS. Then we can start our Terraform. So that's it for the day. The topic is completed now. I will share the video recordings and the notes by tomorrow. So thank you very much for your time. Have a good night.
सर
Bye.
क्या वो नेक्स्ट वीकेंड में आप मतलब वो बात कर सकते हैं क्या कि विजन से वो प्लेसमेंट के
हाँ,
बारे
मैं वो
में?
कल परसों में कर लूंगा, फिर आपको अपडेट दे दूंगा सैटरडे को। ठीक है?
हाँ सर, ठीक है सर, थैंक यू
वो
सर।
मैं कर लूंगा। ठीक है, ओके, थैंक यू वेरी मच, बाय।
Thank you, sir.